My name is Bill Meeks, and I live in Orlando, Florida. I'm also running this whole operation. I grew up in Texas, then West Virginia, then went to college for theater, and we've bounced around the country a little bit until we finally landed in Orlando. A few months ago, I decided to leave my job and start doing anything media so we could do cool projects like this.
Just trying to come up with something.
So, this thing, Do Anything Jam. This is a thing that a dude I know is doing.
Do Anything Jams are big community projects that allow you to collaborate with other creators online. We're launching our first jam this week, and we want you to get involved. So what's the ask? Whenever something cool happens, I want you to pull out your phone and shoot a short video describing what you're doing. You know, we're about midway through the day when this video is due, and I've got about 6 of them, and I haven't heard from anybody, so I'm worried that my emails might be going into spam, so I'm going to be stressed about this project all week, and that's probably going to be the big drama portion of my story. It's 1 week in 25 people's lives. Anything can happen. But I'm really hoping that I'll learn a lot about the people participating and get a little window into their lives, because, you know, a lot of these people, probably about half the people on the list, are people I've known for years and years and years, and it's going to be great to get a chance to know them better and get a chance to know the new people who I don't have as much experience with, get to know them pretty well too. Week, you're going to have me stressed, but I'm not going to let you stress me, because ultimately I can't control what people are submitting for this thing. So I just have to let go and let the project be what it's going to be and hope it comes out all right. And I think with the people I have, I think even if most of the other people drop out, there's a few key people I know I have that it's going to make this project a success. And I just really hope that if anyone does drop out, they communicate that with me. I always hate being ghosted. Don't you hate being ghosted? But yeah, I'm just really hoping that the week's gonna work out for me. And the project.
We are all so small, like little grains of sand, like blueberries in my hand. And you're as good as me. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, like the flowers, no better than the tree. And I'm as good as you. Do-do-do-do-do, like pinks, no better than blue. And I'm no better than anyone, just like a garden full of vegetables. We all need the sun.
Well, a lot of people did ghost me, or they fell off throughout the week. Now, you have to expect that with a project like this. Of the 43 people who signed up, only 25 of them sent me footage. The rest either never got back to me, or wrote me back later in the week to let me know they were out. Now, of those 25, 20 submitted a video for every day of the week in this whole 1 week in March thing. Some people who were initially excited for the jam, like Trevorris Adams you'll see here, or Michael Dolce, got off to a great start.
I am coming to you live from C2E2, where when I'm not talking comics, movies, TV, and pop culture on my podcast, I am making comics, movies, and TV projects.
Then, you know, they fell off for various reasons. No idea why. Ada Hadzovic in Brooklyn, New York got off to a great start by taking us to her favorite sandwich shop in her neighborhood.
Guess where I am. They're known for their roast beef and shakes and stuff.
Then she went quiet for a few days before starting to upload videos she was posting to social media, like these TikTok videos you see here. All of them have copyrighted music, or I'd play you something. Now, I don't blame Ada or Michael or Trevorris for any of this. I sent out a lot of documentation for this project, and I think I created too much. I over-communicated, and that's on me. Filming yourself every day, especially for a big collaborative project like this one, it's not exactly easy. And we still had 20 solid contributors for the entire week, so I'm pretty happy, and I think you will be too. Let's meet the Microvloggers. We'll start with a simple question.
Number 3. What do you think of when you think about the month of March?
So what do I think about the month of March?
What do I think about the month of March?
What do I think of March?
What do I think about the month of March?
I want to talk about the month of March.
March, as I'm from Ireland, March is the month where St. Patrick's Day happens, the 17th of March every year. That's kind of been taken over around the world as kind of party day. It is still party day in Ireland. It's kind of a Mardi Gras atmosphere. It's also a month where both of my parents are born. My father was born at the start of the month and my mother was born later on in the month on the 19th. So we have a lot of celebrations going on during the month of March. So it's a kind of a fun month.
I think of it being cold, although it's not been cold this year in New Jersey. It's been very warm. I keep waiting for snow. We're not getting any snow. So RIP winter, I guess.
Simple. My youngest being born. That's what I think about.
It really is that in-between where things, or at least here in Kentucky, things are either going to get warmer or they're going to be cold, or you know what, they could be bipolar. The weather can go all on the scale and just be insane. So March is an interesting time of the year.
When I think of the month of March, I think of that first day in the spring when you live up north where you can, go out and drive with the windows down. Maybe you have a few friends with you. It's always a good time. Although here in Florida, you don't really have to worry about that too much because it's usually pretty warm.
Yesterday was February 29th, a leap year, a leap day. Today being March 1st, I see March as the beginning of all new things.
Probably my son's birthday, spring break, and a lot of green beer and whiskey.
Think about marching, like walking.
March makes me think of spring because it's been cold and I don't like the cold. I like it warm. And it's not particularly warm in March, but it starts to get warm.
When I think of the month of March, I think about longer nights. I can actually go out and get stuff done while it's light outside.
I don't really think about the month of March, to be honest. It's just one of those arbitrary labels. I don't know. It's jealous of April. It's always falling behind April. And it's always got that one step ahead of February.
The month of March to me is like the opening of new experiences. It's springtime. I'm not really a big fan of winter, so honestly, when March comes around, that gives me hope that snow will be disappearing.
To be honest with you, not a whole lot of things come to mind for March. St. Patty's Day, wear green. I'm not Irish, I don't care.
March means March Madness for me.
When I think of March, I think of my birthday. My birthday's on March 2nd.
March makes me think of springtime, of nature, of going outside and hearing the birds chirping, sunshine, rainbows, obviously leprechauns.
I kind of like the month of March because it does not have any major disruptive holidays in it. The banks are always open. It's got plenty of extra days, unlike February, which always catches me up short. And in some climates I've lived in, it's been springtime. In others, it's still winter. In other climates I've lived in, it's been terrible, terrible desert heat.
For the month of March, for me, it's a little bit bittersweet. It's sentimental, 2 reasons. One, my mother was born on St. Patrick's Day in 1931. She's no longer, with us. And because of that, I have to remind myself to celebrate her life and not remorse in the fact that she's no longer with me. What she did do was she developed my work ethic. I mean, she was a woman who raised 3 children on her own with a 4th grade education in a completely different country. I have the utmost respect for her. The second reason why March is a little bittersweet for me is the fact that I have a second son who I gave up for adoption. He was born on March 10th. And again, I know I made the right decision, but I often wonder if he sometimes, asks himself, why did she give me up? So.
Our Microvloggers all look at March a little differently. But will the first week live up to their expectations? Let's settle in and get to know each of them a little better.
And we'll start with one of my favorite people, an old school metalhead still living her dream.
So I just woke up, got an email from Bill telling me to upload these videos. So I'm gonna figure out how to do that. I'll stay in bed. Cause I could do it from my phone, right? I'm gonna try to work on that.
Hi, so I'm getting some soba noodle soup with pork cutlet in it. It's a hangover cure. So I've got to pick this hangover that I've had since 3 o'clock yesterday. Or maybe since the day before that. And drink some more tonight. I'm still doing selfies really because I'm not used to moving or talking. I don't know how to do it, and I think I should be doing it this way, not this way, right? Well, we'll work it out. We've got some of these, so I'm gonna eat this. I learned how to use chopsticks because I was too embarrassed to ask for a fork one time when I was here.
It's a word you might have heard at school or online or on TV. Sniff, sniff.
Ag! What? He might have the coronavirus! OMG, OMG, OMG! Wait, what is that?
This coronavirus is a newly discovered virus. It causes a disease called COVID-19. In some parts of the world, it has made lots of people sick. Most people who have gotten sick with this coronavirus have had a mild case, and there aren't a lot of cases in kids. If kids do get the virus, it tends to be very mild.
Mild means not very strong. Like mild salsa is the least spicy. I myself prefer spicy salsa, crunch crunch.
People who are much older or who already have health problems are more likely to get sicker with coronavirus.
What about dad and mom and grandma and uncle and auntie?
In the US, we don't have a lot of coronavirus cases. Medical people are tracking the disease very carefully and are trying to make sure it doesn't spread.
Let's find that coronavirus! The virus somewhere out there in the world. And let's stop it!
My name is Rebecca Johnson, and I live in Birmingham, Alabama, but today, February 29th, I'm at Joe Wheeler State Park. I was born in Louisville, Kentucky. When I was 2 years old, my family moved to Birmingham, Alabama, and that's where I grew up. I went to elementary school there, middle school, high school, and for college, I went to the University of Alabama, which is where I work now, but it's my alma mater. I learned how to edit in college. I learned how to operate a camera and how to compose a shot. So I hope this looks good enough. And then in 2005, Turner in Atlanta, Georgia called me and asked me if I'd like to come accept a job there. So I've worked there for 14 years. I worked for Turner Classic Movies and Cartoon Network and Adult Swim and TBS and TNT and did some things for Boomerang and CNN. And so I got to touch a lot of cool entertainment television and got to learn a lot about the television industry. Just recently, within the last 6-7 months, I moved back to Birmingham, Alabama to be closer to my family. I'm here on behalf of the Alabama Museum of Natural History and Discovering Alabama, an Emmy Award-winning television series, by the way. They are here for the Environmental Educators Association of Alabama Conference. So I'm here, I'm the communication specialist, so I'm here documenting what they do through photography, video. I did a time lapse of the sunrise this morning. It was beautiful. I got in late last night. It was dark, I couldn't see anything, and I woke up this morning and this was my view. Gorgeous. I imagine that most of my microvlogging events are going to revolve around my job with UA Museums. I hope that I don't just consider the things I do during the day to be the monumental aspects of the day, but I hope that my week is made up of more than just doing things. I hope that it's made of personal interactions with other people and that I had a meaningful experience. I don't want my life to revolve around my job. I want it to be about other things, deeper things, more meaningful things. I hope that I learn something about myself and about my relationships with other people. I guess I would tell myself that when you think the days are long and you are overwhelmed and stressed and you have a long to-do list, because I know you do. I know you have a lot to do, Rebecca. You have a lot in your plate. But think about times like this when you get to be out in nature. You get to experience things that you've never done before. You get to see new places and meet new people that you've never seen and met before. And this is a great time to learn, and it's a great time to get out and see the world and explore the state of Alabama. Take advantage of the things that you get to do. Relish in the things that you get to do, because most people don't get to do these things. A lot of people will tell you, Rebecca, that they are jealous of your job. So keep that in mind.
My name is SHELLANE DEMAREST, and I'm here in Longwood, Florida. I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I served during Desert Storm. I'm also a recent graduate from Full Sail. I am a model and actress, and I have a lot of irons in the fire, a lot of emails with possible castings and some callbacks. So what you might see is you might actually see me en route, because not all the jobs that I do are here in Florida. It's gonna be a successful week. I am #claiming this first week of March to be a successful one. Last week of February was a little bit of a dogfight for me, and I really had to push through some very difficult and challenging days. So I figured, well, there's no other way but up. You know, let's have some fun with this project, you know? All right, guys, take care. Bye.
A virus starts in China, bleeds its way into various countries all around the world, doesn't spread widely at all in the United States because of the early actions that myself and my administration took. And the Democrats' single talking point, and you see it, is that it's Donald Trump's fault, right? It's Donald Trump's fault. So, a number that nobody heard of, that I heard of recently, and I was shocked to hear it. 35,000 people on average die each year from the flu. Did anyone know that? 35,000. That's a lot of people. And so far, we have lost nobody to coronavirus in the United States. And it doesn't mean we won't, and we are totally prepared. It doesn't mean we won't. Just things that happen. But you know what? This does show you things happen. Whoever thought of this 2 weeks ago? Who would have thought this could be going on 4 weeks ago? While the extreme left has been wasting America's time with these vile hoaxes, we've been killing terrorists, creating jobs, raising wages, enacting trade treaty.
I'm Oskai, and I'm from Orlando, Florida. I was born in Orlando, and I live here now. But throughout my life, I've also lived in Spain and in the Caribbean on a boat. I've always loved being creative. Whether it's writing and performing music, or designing video games, or working on entrepreneurial projects, I think there's something that's so cool about having an idea and being able to bring it to life.
How do you know when the moment's rising? There's a lot of life still left to live while we're facing the fears we're fighting. Sing like a siren, give all we have to give.
This week I have to practice for 2 shows that I have coming up, getting my set list and practicing all the songs, and I'm trying to really add more elements to my shows to make them kind of more engaging and more fun to watch. Okay, so I'm really excited to do this microvlogging thing because I have such a hard time creating content. When I do it, it'll take me an hour and I'll set it up and it'll be this whole process. And so it kind of stops me, I think, from going and just doing like, oh, I'm just gonna do this today and I'm gonna do this, because I just get so kind of stuck. I think, oh, well, it's gonna take a long time. So to be able to do this microvlog and just to set a goal of like 5 seconds each day, I think is gonna be really helpful for my creativity and just being able to kind of conveniently create content when I want to without having to worry about it being like a whole thing. A personal message to myself for this week is to, it's cheesy, but I'm gonna say it, think outside the box. A lot of times I feel like I get kind of stuck in my habits and in my patterns. Especially, I'm going to be performing and I'm going to play songs that I've played, hundreds of times before. And, every single time I play these songs, I play them the exact same way. So this week, I'm really trying to be open-minded and just to think like, hey, maybe I have played this song, but that doesn't mean that I can't reinvent it and I can't do something completely unique and new and fun. So that's kind of my goal for this week, is to be creative with my creativity. Well, stay tuned for updates.
Okay, so here goes. Don't really know what to do here. Kind of nervous. First time kind of trying to do something like this. Well, I guess it's not the first time because I have hosted a YouTube show for like a year or two. So greetings from Storybrooke. I'm Bobby Hawk. Okay, so where were we? This is day 0 of the Do Anything Jam. So, of course, I am Bobby Hawk from Bradenton, Florida. Am I from? I mean, okay, look. I've been here since I was 7. So, I guess I'm from Bradenton, Florida. I've been trying to fight that my whole life. But it's part of who I am. Yeah, I'm Bobby Hawk from Bradenton, Florida. As many people of my age group, I was raised by TV. A spawn of pop culture, if you will say. What does that mean? I know a little bit about everything and a lot about a few things. Before Google was around, people would come to me and ask me about who was in what. Family comes to me still, even though Google's out there. That's not me trying to blow smoke. I'm just trying to explain my origin story. So over the years, I have tended to like to collect things, and those things usually pertain to things I like. And as I said, I am raised by TV, so I have a lot of stuff. This isn't it. This is just a little snapshot, but it's part of who I am. Here, I'll just give you kind of a quick 360. Again, this is just a small portion. I have stuff in storage. See, that's the problem with collecting, is that when you collect, you kind of never have enough space. I gotta admit, it does feel nice when someone comes over and kind of is like, wow, oh my god, look at, oh, wow.
My name is Aviva, and right now I am coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia. My origin story? I'm gonna Google what that means.
That's such an open-ended question, isn't it? Origin story. What is an origin story?
What does that mean? Oh, there's a bunch of comics.
I believe Bill actually posted to something. In entertainment, an origin story is an account or backstory revealing how a character or group of people become a protagonist or antagonist.
And it adds to the overall interest and complexity of a narrative, often giving reasons for their intentions. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm a fictional character.
Since I'm a singer, and that is maybe my superpower. How did that happen? I guess music was part of my education, and then I just felt really drawn to it when I started to learn it, and I just started to express myself in that way ever since I was 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. When I was 8, I entered one of my songs in a national competition, and I won, and it was called Purple Blue.
Purple blue, purple blue, purple blue, the same. Da 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 da.
I have such a good memory of my melodies. I remember all these melodies I wrote growing up, kind of like some people tell stories. And these melodies, they express a certain part of me that I can never express in any other way. I hope to just add fun to my week, which can get very boring sometimes. That's why I have my Sunday songwriting blog, which I didn't do this week, but I'm just Excited to learn about all you other microvloggers out there and learn what Bill Meeks can do with all of this editing. Love you. See you tomorrow.
Greetings from Orlando. My name is Nancy Place. I have lived in Orlando since 2002. One of my favorite places here in Orlando is Lake Eola Park. They have a farmer's market, they have a walking trail, and most importantly, they have the swan boats where people can rent them and pedal to their heart's desire. Welcome to Lake Eola.
Hi, this is Derek from Dublin in Ireland, here for the Do Anything Jam #1, 1 week in March. I used to do a podcast called Gotham TV Podcast where I met Bill Meeks and Anne-Marie DeSimone, because I used to do the wonderful Legends of Gotham podcast, and we got on really well. So,
for a wrong question, I get the pleasure of going wrong question, gorgeous.
Fish Mooney. He went all Fish Mooney. Fish Mooney.
There you go. You got to do the finger though.
Made that friendship effectively with Bill, and he asked me to get involved in this micro-vlogging challenge. It's really interesting because as a podcaster I do kind of long-form discussions about TV shows, usually about an hour each time, and I've never ever really done anything like this. I don't take selfies very often. I don't do video chats, micro-vlogs at all, so I'm hoping to learn a bit about myself during this week and a bit about how to do micro-vlogging as well. This week in March I'm going to be looking for work because I'm currently out of work. We're looking for a job for a little while now, so I'm really hoping looking back on this in a couple of months or a couple of years, it'll just be a little snapshot of what it was like. It's been quite tough getting back into work in Ireland, so I'm kind of looking forward to getting to the end of that, getting back in work, and then looking back on this time and seeing what it was like, I suppose, to have all this free time available to me, in a way. What I'm hoping to learn from the micro-vlogging process, that's quite difficult to say. I'm hoping to learn how to say micro-vlogging. I'm hoping to learn how to do it. I'm hoping to learn how to talk just a small amount about things rather than a large amount about things over the next week, because that's something different for me. If I had one message to this week for myself, it's get it done, stay strong, stay positive, and by the end of this week, hopefully, get a job. There you go. Talk to you next time.
Hi, my name is Morgan Glennon. I live in the beautiful state of New Jersey. I work in digital marketing, have a background in journalism. I do 2 podcasts, Supergirl Radio and Legends of Tomorrow. Right now, that's about it. I think that's my exciting origin story, hero or villain, whichever. What will I be working on this week? It's a good question. Probably a lot of wedding planning because I'm getting married in August of this year. We might be able to find a florist, so that's exciting. And I have to finish up our registry because we're putting the finishing touches on my bridal shower. So weddings, podcasts, pizza. I was going to say the 3 P's, but one's a W. So.
My name is Joe CARR from Wheeling, West Virginia. I'm a singer-songwriter and guitar player. I've been playing guitar for 30 years. We're working on some recordings and some photo shoots and stuff, and I really like to have some publicity stuff done, some music out there. That's all.
I'm Josh ZEPESS, and I'm here in Orlando, Florida. And here I am in my studio, and there's a green screen behind me, but I'm not going to be filling it with anything. You can do that if you want to do a little creative project and, put me on top of Mount Everest or something silly. Yeah, go for it. So right now I'm a freedom fighter. That's actually what I am. That's my title. But before that, I did 20 years. Probably have an idea what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, exactly. Corporate America. And then one day, I wasn't as happy as I wanted to be. I wasn't as wealthy as I needed to be. And I sure as heck wasn't free. So I escaped. And now I help other people escape the endless, pointless, self-defeating cycle of their own personal or business rat race. I'm releasing a completely 100% online virtual master course. And this is the first one I'm doing. So I'm learning a lot, and it launches March 1st, as a matter of fact. What I hope to learn through this micro-vlogging, I guess, that Bill set up is just how to be more cognizant of recording things. See, I'm even bad about recording big things, big events. I'm not the guy sitting there snapping pictures and recording stuff. I'm the shy, introverted, skeptical, negative engineer I used to be, at least on the inside a little bit. I think this might help me become a little more cognizant and a little more focused on maybe capturing some moments, big and small. So my message for this coming week is get the hell after it. If you haven't started yet, get after it. And if you've started and quit, get back on the horse. Figure out what makes your heart sing. Figure out that one thing that if you were to accomplish it would make this entire year worth it. And let's get after it.
My name is Winter Sarah, and I currently live in Central Virginia, USA. My origin story. Oh my gosh, did I struggle with this question. And I realized that I have reinvented myself so many times that there isn't a single origin story for me. My origin is that I am the result of daily conscious choices I make for my own happiness. And each day is a new beginning. So that is my origin story.
I'm Anne Marie, and I'm from Orlando. Hi. I am in Orlando by way of West Virginia, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Atlanta, Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. I've lived a whole bunch of places, done a whole bunch of things that don't really add up to much, but now I'm in Orlando and I'm a teacher. So I guess that sort of goes with what I'm hoping to learn this week, and that's how to actually feel more comfortable recording out in public. Like right now, in the middle of downtown Orlando, with one phone lighting me and one phone recording me, I need to feel a little bit more comfortable with people walking around seeing me do this. Let's do it. Let's not be scared. The end. I think that's it. Oh, no. Nope, that worked.
My name is Anthony Hooper. I go by Tony more often than others. I am what you call basically just, your average nerd, gamer, whatever you want to call me. I was born in Harvey, Illinois. Then we moved over to the town that I'm in currently, and I'm currently from Hazel Crest, Illinois. I work for IBM. I just started. I will actually be starting officially tomorrow morning, doing kind of like a 30-plus laptop project where I have to literally image and deploy out to my users at my job. So it's a brand new experience, so it's going to be very exciting for me.
Hey there, I'm Samuel Lewis from Williamsburg, Kentucky. I'm a podcaster that started way back in 2010. Things coming out of my mouth just worked better, right? Now I've gotten into the world of streaming, TikToking, all sorts of online content creation. But I'm also going to college to become a mental health counselor and finally fulfill what I think I'm supposed to be doing anyway.
Hi, I'm Tom Gerke. You might recognize me from... No, you wouldn't have seen that. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. My origin story is pretty typical. Sperm finds its way through a fallopian tube, fertilizes an egg. 9 months-ish later, you get me. Over the course of the next week or so, I'm going to record little videos, snippets of my life. It might be interesting. You might also be able to use it to get to sleep at night if you suffer from insomnia. But, to each their own. We'll see.
My name is ELIZA and I'm from Orlando, Florida. I'm going to do a lot of stuff this week. I'm going to learn a lot of things. I'm going to do a lot of things. And even be able to teach Nikki a few things. So watch out.
Hi, this is Joel Van Valkenburg Huff from Vancouver, Washington. I'm currently hidden away in the van to escape my loud and distracting family. I love them, but it's bedtime, so I'm sure it's chaos in there. I was born in Helena, Montana, and then was raised in Portland, Oregon, and now for the last couple of years I've been up in Vancouver. My story over the course of the next week will be focused on trying to live a healthier life. I'm currently doing a fundraiser where I'm selling candy and meat sticks, and it's very hard to say no every day to what's right in front of me. So in doing this fundraiser, it's trying to raise as much money as I can without being the primary supporter of that fundraiser.
lot of progress has been made. I want to provide an update to our people, to our citizens, to the world, frankly, on our action to address the coronavirus and those that have been hurt badly by it. At this moment, we have 22 patients in the United States currently that have coronavirus. Unfortunately, one person passed away overnight. She was a wonderful woman, a medically high-risk patient in her late 50s. 4 others are very ill. Thankfully, 15 are either recovered fully or they're well on their way to recovery.
Here's my sister Tanya. Hi. And these are my dogs. So this is Chewy, that's the gray one, and Ringo is the light one. This is something that we got to do to keep them healthy. It's Sunday. It's beautiful outside. Make sure you get outside and enjoy yourself. Today's your R&R day. All right? That's all I got. Bye.
Hey, would you look at that? We've all been hanging out for about 30 minutes. So you probably know our microvloggers pretty well. Next time, they'll reveal even more as we dive headfirst into March 1st. See you tomorrow.